No, it says we're on YouTube.
All right, it's preparing. Hold on. Okay, Brian.
I call to order the April 2020 legislative meeting of the Media Borough Council. Good evening, everyone. We are
Good
living in
evening.
extraordinary times. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to all of the borough staff, the Borough Police Department, Mersey Medical Services, the fire company, our sanitation team, all those who work in the administrative offices, and all those who have shown their dedication through their hard work for their community over the past 3+ weeks. These extraordinary times have been met with extraordinary effort. The effects of the coronavirus pandemic has been felt by your local government as well. We've not met publicly since March 5, and we have since that time been strongly recommended to limit our legislative actions to essential activities and to items that are time limited. We've also, as we all have been, recommended that we maintain social distancing. As a result, we are meeting tonight on the Zoom platform, and we are streaming this meeting via YouTube. This does have some effect upon what we do and how we do it. So, for example, traditionally, we have 2 sessions of public comment and privilege of the floor. Tonight, we'll have 1. We do not have the advantage of seeing residents in person. We will have to do that by way of either email communication or by phone communication, and I'll provide that contact information shortly. That information also is available on the borough website. As a result of working on the Zoom platform, one person, that will be I as president, will make all motions tonight. There will be no committee reports. There will be no announcements aside from one announcement that is already listed on the agenda. All of the items we'll be discussing tonight are items that we have previously discussed in our March workshop, but no action was taken because of the government shutdown. I would like to say before we get into the guts of our meeting that I think that first of all, we will get through this meeting despite all of the technical challenges that we face, but as a community, we will get through this. We have a few housekeeping items that we need to take care of. We have several sets of meeting minutes, and we will walk through them and see if we can get those passed. We have a set of workshop meeting minutes from February 6, 2020. We did not pass these because we did not meet in legislative session in March. So we're doing that in April. Do I hear a motion to approve those workshop meeting minutes as submitted?
So moved.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving those workshop meeting minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously. We also had a set of council meeting minutes from this past February. Do I hear a motion to approve those as submitted?
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the February 2020 council meeting minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. We have a set of special meeting minutes. Special meeting was held on March 5. Do I hear a motion to approve those as submitted?
So moved.
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the March 5, 2020 special meeting minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. The fourth housekeeping item is public hearing minutes from March 5, 2020. Do I hear a motion to approve those as submitted?
So moved.
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing no call for discussion, all those in favor of approving the public hearing minutes from March 5, 2020 as submitted, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. And then finally, we had workshop meeting minutes. That was our last time that we met publicly. from March 5, 2020. Do I have a motion to approve those as submitted?
So moved.
So move.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the March 5, 2020 workshop meeting minutes as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. So this is normally we would have public comment and privilege of the floor, at least our first session of that. We will not have that tonight. We will reserve public comment and privilege of the floor to the end of the legislative agenda. In the meantime, should you wish to offer comments, you may do so. The email address, you may do so either by email or by telephone. The email address is comments@mediaborough.com. comments@mediaborough.com. The phone number is 610-566-5210. I'll repeat that, 610-566-5210. You will be asked to put in the extension number, and that extension number is 243. You may leave either an email message or a phone message, and at the end of the legislative agenda, our executive assistant, Karen Rapino, will forward questions to Borough Council, and Council may choose to address those comments and or questions at that time. That leads us to our legislative agenda. Before we do that, I would like to discuss something that has recently developed. Recently, Borough of Media was approached by Sunoco to grant an enhanced easement for purposes of building the Mariner 2 pipeline. Media Borough owns that property. The property is outside of Media. Our intent tonight was to meet in executive session to discuss this development with our solicitor. But given the constraints of the pandemic and limitations of technology, I decided to poll members of council by email. I'm sorry, by voicemail. They were unanimous that there is no need for us to meet in executive session about this. Council has no desire to negotiate such an easement. Unfortunately, given the recency of this development, it was not enough time for us to add this to tonight's agenda. Well, accordingly, I'm going to direct our solicitor to send a reply letter to Sunoco advising of council's decision in this regard. We'll now move into the items from our canceled March meeting. Item number 1 is a successor agreement with Constellation Energy. Constellation Energy is our clean energy provider. It has been for many years through the Pennsylvania Municipal League. Our contract with Constellation Energy has expired. Constellation Energy has offered new rates. Those rates offer a savings over the previous contract, and it has been recommended that we renew our agreement with Constellation Energy. So I make that in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second.
Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the successor agreement with Constellation Energy, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay.
Yes.
I take it that's a 6-1 vote in favor of approval of the successor agreement. Item number 2 is a status update. This is for mass gathering permit applications. A number of mass gathering permits that we approved at our last legislative session have been canceled. Those events are the Brewfest, the Media 5-mile race, and the Spring Super Sunday. Those items have been canceled. As to the Dining Under the Stars, we approved a mass gathering permit to begin at the start of May. In speaking with the Media Business Authority, we have agreed that the Dining Under the Stars will not begin at the beginning of May. We do not know when it will begin. We'll have to judge circumstances as they develop. But for now, that mass gathering permit is not being revoked. It is going to be delayed. In the meantime, council is not in position to approve any other mass gathering requests until circumstances change. Item number 3 is a zoning matter. The property involved is at 111 Manchester Avenue, is directly across from Tiny Teas. A few years ago, the owner of this property requested a zoning variance and they received it. It's a dimensional variance. They wish to take the existing building and convert a garage space into living space. This essentially is a redo of what was requested several years ago. Our planning commission has recommended that council not oppose this because it's essentially the same thing as was approved before. Since this is a variance request, our role is to decide whether we wish to send our solicitor to oppose the requested variance. Based upon the history at this property, based upon the recommendation of the Planning Commission, I am not going to make a motion. I will observe the traditional 5-second rule if somebody wishes to make a motion to direct that our solicitor be present at the zoning hearing board. Having heard no motion, we will then move on to item number 4. Item number 4 is resolution 2020-28. This is with regard to the CMAC sidewalk project. Those who have been following council for the past couple of years have heard about our desire to link up our existing sidewalk network by placing sidewalks where sidewalks currently do not exist. As part of this plan, the next step is that we authorize signature for right-of-way plans for this project. So I make a motion that we approve resolution 2020-28, which would authorize signature for the right-of-way plans.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving resolution 2020-28, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 5 is involves a letter that would be sent to our state representative, Chris Quinn. This would be in opposition to a bill that is currently pending in the House. It is House Bill number 1400. It involves small wireless facilities and rural broadband deployment. Traditionally, the zoning of right-of-ways in municipalities such as a borough is a borough function. It is something that we regulate. This is with the exception of certain utilities. There's an attempt on behalf of some wireless providers to be considered a utility and therefore outside of the zoning powers of the municipality. What this could mean is that we would have additional infrastructure put on our streets and we would have very little, if any, say over where that infrastructure goes. We would like to have a say in that. So it has been suggested that we send a letter to our state representative so that he can make our desire known to our General Assembly. So I'll make this in the form of a motion that we approve sending a letter to Representative Chris Quinn in opposition to House Bill 1400.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 6 is our customary motion to ratify payment of bills. This is a little bit unusual because we are 2 months behind our normal cycle. These are the bills for the month of February. The bills that were paid for services provided in February from the general fund is $922,474.88. From the recreation fund, $8,028.16. Liquid fuel funds, nothing. The capital fund, $134,216.24. That totals to $1,064,719.28. Our motion for approval of the February bills.
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of ratifying payment of the February bills, please say aye.
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 Yes.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. Motion passed. Our Borough manager has advised me that we are still working through our March 2020 payments. So they might be in line for approval this coming month. Item number 7, this is not a motion that I am enthusiastic about making, but I understand why it is that it's important that we do so. This involves a rejection of the bids for park enhancements at 5th and Broomall Streets. 5th and Broomall is a site of what will be a beautiful park that will be available to all of our residents. You can look on the borough website for images of what that park would look like. Councilman Williamson and Councilwoman Amy Johnson have been instrumental in shepherding this through. But we are now faced with a pandemic. And unfortunately, because of the effects of the pandemic, there are certain plans that we will need to delay acting on. I don't mean to say that we're not going to act on these plans. I anticipate that we will, but we will have to delay on acting on them, at least for now. Unfortunately, although we have solicited bids already, if we don't act on those bids as we've already received, there's potential legal complications. We'd like to avoid those legal complications. I understand that Councilman Williamson is recommending that although we have already received these bids, that we look to rebid this project sometime later this year if circumstances permit. But in order for us to be in that position, unfortunately, at this present time, we have to revoke the bids that we've already received. So I'll move that we reject the bids for the park enhancements at 5th and Broomall Streets. Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
There is a second. Is there any discussion? Councilman Williamson, do you wish to chime in at this point?
Well, thank you. It's just, I have to echo your regret. I mean, both I and Councilwoman Johnson are both keenly disappointed that we can't proceed with this. We love the design, we love the enthusiasm in the neighborhood, but we do have to protect the core functions of the borough right now. And we've communicated that with the neighborhood and they've been understanding. I must say, I give them a lot of credit.
All right, so let us take the vote. All those in favor of rejecting the bids for enhancements at 5th and Broomall Streets, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 8, it's a letter of support for the creation of public safety authorities. Now, the Pennsylvania House is looking at this. This will allow municipalities to combine, potentially to combine public safety functions. And at least one council person at our last workshop meeting thought that this was an idea worthwhile exploring. Again, this does not commit us to anything. It simply allows us to explore the idea. And I'll make that in the form of motion that we authorize a letter of support for the creation of public safety authorities. Is there a
Second that motion?
Is there any
I second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving a letter of support for the creation of public safety authorities, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 9 is a resolution 2020-29. The vote we're taking here tonight is to ratify this resolution. This is a disaster declaration pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic. Do I hear a motion to ratify that resolution? I'll make that motion that we ratify that resolution. Is there a second on the motion?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor of ratifying resolution 2020-29 with regard to the disaster declaration pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 10 is another resolution. So we're seeking to ratify this resolution is 2020-30. This will extend the deadline to qualify for the discount rate for the payment of the 2020 borough real estate taxes. The extension would be to the end of
Aye.
it will be to the end of this month, April 30, 2020. I will make the motion that we ratify this resolution, which would extend the deadline to qualify for the discount rate for the payment of the borough real estate taxes to the end of this month, April 30.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. Item number 11 is another resolution that we're seeking to ratify. This is 2020-31. This will extend the deadline for the payment of first quarter mercantile and business privilege taxes. The date to which it will extend the deadline is the middle of July 15, 2020. I'll make that in the form of a motion. This will grant relief to businesses in our community. I'll make that in the form of a motion that we ratify resolution 2020-31. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of ratifying the resolution, please say aye.
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 Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. The motion passes unanimously. The final item on our legislative agenda is with regard to federal legislation. The federal government has adopted a leave policy under the FMLA, the Family with Medical Leave Act, that will extend to the end of this year. That provides for enhanced leave for certain employees, both public and private. We, of course, would like to comply with federal law. Our solicitor has told us that it's probably best that we do this in the form of a motion. So I will move that we adopt the COVID-19 paid FMLA leave policy. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
I
Hearing
would
none.
point out you're bound by it whether you adopt this or not. The policy is really just to have a useful tool for staff in case any employees ask for the leave, and just to publicize its availability.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will take the vote then. All those in favor, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, please say nay. Motion passes unanimously. We can now move into public comment.
Mr. President,
Yes.
before we get into public comment, I do believe that there was a delay on my vote with regards to Constellation. I did vote for the approval of the Constellation contract.
All right. Thank you for that clarification. Karen, please note that for the minutes. It was
Yes.
it was a unanimous vote in favor.
Okay, it's noted.
Thank you. Karen Rapino, have we received any questions or comments, whether by email or by phone?
Mr. President, yes, we have 32 comments related to the Sunoco pipeline easement and 2 comments related to the media farmers market.
Have we received any comments since the beginning of this meeting? Hello?
We have received 1 comment on each subject.
Okay. Why don't we begin with the farmers market comments?
Hold on. Comment from Lyndon Colston, the president of Media Farmers Market, regarding the proposal that she has sent to Borough Council to safely reopen the Media Farmers Market. Second comment regarding the same thing is from Addie Janella, 417 South Edgemont Street. She had the same comment.
All right, thank you. This is an item that we can take up at our Monday meeting. We have a special committee that addresses issues related to the pandemic. If they can provide us with any information, I believe that Councilwoman Amy Johnson does have some information that she can pass along. We will discuss it at that meeting, and we will advise them of our thoughts after that meeting.
Okay.
And then that means that we have quite a number of comments or questions with regard to the Sunoco pipeline.
Yes.
Rather than sit through all 32 of them, I understand, Karen, that you have spoken with the solicitor and you have some leeway to present the information sort of in a collective basis. Do I understand that correctly?
Yes, that's true. I have out of the 32 comments, I have 19 residents, 9 non-residents, and 4 didn't provide their address. The general comment, that they're all in the same comment, basically. And they're asking council to delay the decision regarding the easement and to allow time for public comment in person. And everyone seems to understand that, given our situation, that can't happen right now. So they're asking council to delay their decision and allowing public comment in person.
And I believe that many of those comments were sent directly to council members as well. My read of those comments was that unanimously they favored or they disfavored the idea of the borough granting an enhanced easement to Sunoco. Is that your read of the comments as well, Karen?
Yes, they were all opposed.
All right. Well, then I think that they will take heart from our the direction that we have given to our solicitor, which was to reply to the request in the negative.
Okay.
I do, this is going to be annoying, but I do think you should read into the record the names of the residents who submitted those public comments
Okay,
and attach all of them to your next set of minutes.
will do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go in order then.
And just residents, Karen.
Just the residents, okay.
Right.
Linda Healy, 345 West 2nd Street. Deborah Siamaka, 301 Radnor Street. Terry Rumsey, 342 West 4th Street. Robin Lasserson, 342 West 4th Street. Abby Weiser, 423 North Jackson Street. Rita Jordan Keller, 311 South Avenue. Carol Smith, 33 East Jefferson. Hank Emerson, 225 West Jefferson, Apartment 5. Ira Josephs, 499 West Jefferson. Susan Palmer, 402 North Olive Street. Skip Shuda, 537 North Lemon Street. Elisa Miles, 499 West Jefferson, Apartment 503. Joseph Leach, 305 South Lemon Street. Jane Slaturis, 681 West 3rd. Kathy Malloy, 103 West Jefferson. And Fran Sheldon, 443 West Baltimore Avenue. Jeannie Anastasi, South Edgemont. Paul Sheldon, 443 West Baltimore. Oh, and Jen Malcoon, who claims she was a resident but gave no address. And that is
Jen
it.
Malcoon is a resident. Jeannie Anastasia is not. She's an Upper Providence resident. She lives just south of my house.
Oh, okay,
Jen Malcoon lives on South Ave.
And I believe that Jane Slutaris lives in Upper Providence.
She does.
okay,
She's not a resident.
all right. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, you did the best you could.
Better be over inclusive than under.
Okay,
It once was the case, not so long ago, that when folks were selling a home in media, they did not, that was not prominent in the description of the home. Nowadays, any home that is anywhere near the area of media claims that it's in the media area. So I understand that many people desire to be here, even if they technically are not. All right, is there any other public comment, Karen, that you have received?
let me check. Yes, I have another one. Robin Lasserson, 342 West 4th Street. Thank you for the clear and public decision regarding Sunoco, and thank you for holding the meeting on Zoom/YouTube.
All right, well, thank you very much, Karen.
Mhm.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn at this time?
So moved.
So move.
All in favor, please say aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say nay. The motion is adjourned. Good Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Mr. President.